Hey birdies, I'm Sunshine Flying, you can call me Tia, and today we are back in Granite Falls for another vacation lot job. Now this is technically a renovation, but really all I did was delete what was already on this plot of land, edit the terrain a little bit, and then make it into what most campsites I go to actually look like. So, this is, of course, like all the other outdoorsy type things I've been doing lately. This build is inspired by a lot of my summertime camping trips that I've gone on. Especially if you're familiar or follow me on Twitch, you know that a lot of times I am away on camping trips, especially on weekends, which is why I stream during the week. If you haven't yet been to my Twitch channel, I would love to have you out for one of my upcoming streams. My schedule is a little erratic right now just because of all the vacations and wedding planning stuff and the like, but I always share out on Twitter at SunshineFlying1, and you can catch me on Twitch at SunshineFlying. So, basically what this plot of land is going to turn into is a campground, which is what it was before, but I like to think it's a new and improved campground. It has a little bit more stuff, different stuff, and really is just meant to be like a beautiful haven in Granite Falls in the woods. So we're adding just some pathways in here, playing with terrain paint and terrain height. And terrain height is something that is new to me, so if you have any tips, I would love if you would be so kind as to drop them in the comments below, so I can continue to improve on my terrain editing skills. You'll also notice this video isn't sped up a bunch, just because it's a fairly small, fairly quick build, just because there's no walls or roofing really. In the end, we will make just a little rustic toilet, which will really just have a toilet and a sink in it. I do need to add a light before I upload this to the gallery. I forgot to put a light in that little building, and I add it towards the end here. But most of what we're doing at this point is just kind of setting up the campsite, getting the tent out. I went with a nice big luxurious tent. I did realize as I was trying to place this that the terrain heights did mess with that a little bit and where I could put it, but in the end I'm pretty happy with how the whole plot turned out. And I was also just seeing, you know, where will it be in the sunlight, where will it be in the shade. I know that's not something that really matters in the game, but as a camper, it's definitely something that I think about when I am setting up my campsite. So, we've got like the basic but really nice big tent here, and I went ahead and put a little table out as well. And there's just so many different things you could have on a campsite, and it really depends on like what kind of camper you are. My husband and I, what we typically do is we bring our camper, but if we bring a tent, which sometimes we do, we'll make sure to have it towards the back of the plot, further away from the pathways and the roads, just so we have a little bit more privacy. This past weekend we were camping, and we were basically on the inside of a loop, and everybody who went by would turn and look at us. Like, there were people on the other side, but our spot just had no privacy. And it was really kind of frustrating. Like, we go to get away, not to be like goldfish in a bowl, you know? So, in the end, we decided we liked the park we were at, but we would not be going back to that particular spot. And, it just kind of got me thinking too about, you know, placement on these lots and where I would put things like a tent and the camper and things like that. But I'm making sure to add a whole bunch of recreational stuff. Pretty much every campsite, at least in Minnesota where I live, we go to state parks, and every state park will usually have a fire pit and a picnic table. And oftentimes they'll also have like pads that you can put tents on, and basically all that is there's like a wood rim around it, and then they make sure to level out terrain so your tent can be nice and flat and you don't have to worry or have trouble like I did trying to place it. And I'm yawning so much today. They also tend to have fire pits, but you do have to bring your own chairs. They don't usually have grills. You can usually just grill over the fire, and the fire pit will include like a grill over part of it. But since that's not really a functionality in The Sims, I put a separate grill in there. When my husband and I camp, we always have a cooler with us, and usually we put an awning up over the table. Now, I was looking for one, and I think the only one I found that was really like appropriate for this this spot is I think from Island Living, and it does look a little odd, but in the end it's the best I could do in The Sims, and it is nice to have that shaded space over the table, so you can have the beauty and comfort of being in the outdoors without having to sit in the bright burning sunlight all day. So yes, so we placed that there and just kind of played with the angle of the table underneath it as well. Most parks do not have them automatically set up. We bring our own and set it up, but I thought it would be a nice little touch to add to this particular build, and just kind of having just a really cozy functional spot where a lot of people could hang out and camp. You could bring a larger family here in The Sims, and it would be great. The only thing missing is showering, which honestly, if you're only there for a couple days, you could probably get away with it. But if you downloaded this lot and wanted to have the ability for your Sims to shower, you could easily expand the bathroom space that we do create here. So I'm just gonna make a little, just like 2x2 square hut, and that's gonna be the restroom. It's nothing big, nothing fancy. I think I even forgot to put wallpaper on the inside, but a lot of camp toilets are like that. They're literally just, you know, a concrete floor, wood paneled walls, and your most basic roof. They call them primitive toilets or vault toilets. Usually the toilets don't even flush, they just dump into the ground. So you gotta make sure to close the lid or it gets stinky real fast. But it is what it is. When you're out and about and camping, you're not looking for the most like fancy place. You are there for nature, for the outdoors. You are not there for luxurious toilets and, you know, a waterfall shower or something. So I went with just that really basic toilet building. I did scoot it over a little bit to make it a little bit more part of this lot. But in the end, I am really happy with how this campsite turned out. I think there's a ton of stuff for your Sims to do. You could definitely add even more for your Sims to do. You could add the horseshoes back in. There is the game table, there's the fire pit, and they can, of course, go hiking, fishing, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you have enjoyed these camping-inspired builds that I've been uploading. There won't be many more, just as the summer's winding down. But I have enjoyed making them. I hope you've enjoyed seeing them, and these you can download from the gallery. I will make sure to put a light in the bathroom before I upload this to the gallery. And it just goes on the campsite lot. It uses the same trees and plants, just changes what's on the lot. But that being said, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I will see you on Friday, or next week, not Friday, for our next renovation. Bye, birdies.